Morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Everybody's getting ready to say hi. Hopefully, everybody on YouTube, you can maybe if somebody could give Michael a thumbs up if you can hear us okay. Perfect. Well, welcome. Oh, Jill. 10:30. How does that happen? How does that time goes by so quickly? Oh, and it's really, I know. I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I have lots of time. Nope, nope, nope. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Just as we're settling in here, just taking a breath. That breath, the in, the out. Let's do that one more time together. In and out. As we prepare for this morning, my name, for anybody new, is Reverend Tamara, and I'm the spiritual director here. And I am so grateful that you've all joined us and found your way this morning here. So if we just take a moment and know that we have our practitioners here today, and Reverend Savanna will be speaking for us. I've got online, oh, look at Catherine, I just promoted you. Practitioner Catherine online today. And welcome to everybody watching either on YouTube or on Zoom. It's so lovely. And if we do have anybody new, please see our board president, Sandy. She has a welcome practice. She has a welcome practice as well as a welcome package for you. So definitely see her there. So thank you again for being with us today. So I just want to take this moment and open up with a prayer of knowing the truth. Today, there is that one life, that one love, that universal divine mind, that divine wisdom. And I know today that I am one with that. So if I know that for myself, I know that for each of you, that each of you are one with that amazing divine love. That essence flows in through you as it does myself. So today I know that this day is unfolding in perfection. Reverend Savanna will touch your heart. The music of Ivan will inspire you to go to his Bandcamp page and listen to more of his wonderful music. I know that this life is joyful. I know that each of us will look at each other through the eyes of the divine. Love is ever present. It is ever so wonderful. So I allow these words with gratitude to flow into that law of mind that always says yes. I let it be, I let it go, and I ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. And I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge that I work, live, and play and love on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples. And I hope this acknowledgement serves as a meaningful reminder that here at CSL White Rock, our vision is to create a loving, vibrant world that works for all. So we're committed to moving forward with understanding, compassion, and harmony as we journey on this path together. And each week you'll find here that we'll talk about 4 main topics, 4 beliefs. That the first one is that there is only one life, one love, one essence. It is the source of all things. 2, we are all spirit having a human experience. And sometimes that shows up in many different ways. And 3, nothing outside of ourselves needs to change for us to be happy. And sometimes that's a hard one for me to remember. And the best one and my favorite, especially here in spiritual community, is that we're here to walk each other home. So That is why we're here to practice together, to love each other through things that may seem as challenges, and know that we're here to support each other through everything. So with that, I would love to welcome back our wonderful musician, Ivan, who's been traveling about Edmonton, back in Vancouver, and he's settled back here. So we're so excited to have Ivan with us this morning. He's going to sing one of my favorite songs. I know. Oh, and yours? I like it too.
Oh, sorry. It just went away. There it is. A young man sitting on a bench in the rain, hats on the ground, waits for spare change. Ask him how he's doing, look him in the eye. Everybody needs a little love in their life. So live with love, love with grace. Put a smile on a stranger's face. Little things you say and do. With love, grace, and gratitude. Tells me he's hoping every nickel and dime will help buy blankets 'cause it's cold outside. There's not enough beds to keep his friends warm. A little bit of kindness never does any harm. So live with love, love with grace. Put a smile on a stranger's face. Little things you say and do. With love, grace, and gratitude. Share some love along the way. It will come back to you someday. We yearn for things we haven't got. Live too fast, race the clock. For all the joys we've been through, there's nothing wrong with gratitude. So live with love, love with grace. Put a smile on a stranger's face. Little things you say and do. With love, grace, and gratitude.
Oh, Ivan, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to have you back.
It's good to be here.
Thank you so much.
Feels like home.
Just like home. Good morning, lovely people. I'm Jill, one of the practitioners here. And I'd like to share a little bit of Ernest Holmes with you today. So let us just relax in our chair and feel the comfort and support of the chair on your seat and on your back. And maybe you wish to take a couple of nice deep breaths in, relaxing into the breath of life that is ever present, right at the center of your being. The beauty, the good, the truth that is right where you are. Ernest Holmes tells us, I'm a center in the divine mind, a point of God-conscious life, truth and action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action, into correct results. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by the truth. There is power in this word that I speak because it is of the truth, and it is the truth. Capital T. There is perfect and continuous right action in my life and my affairs. All belief in wrong action is dispelled and made negative. Right action alone has power. And right action is power. And power is God, the living Spirit. This Spirit animates everything that I do, say, or think. Ideas come to me daily, and these ideas are divine ideas. They direct me and sustain me without effort. I am continuously directed by the power of God. I am compelled to do the right thing at the right time. To say the right word at the right time. To follow the right course at all times. I am a center in the divine mind. A point of God-conscious life. Breathing into this sacred moment, resting in the truth. I invite you back into this present moment. Taking another deep, sacred breath. And relaxing into the here and now. Namaste. And I welcome back wonderful Ivan.
Thanks, Jill. This is a song written by a dear friend, Nashville writer, Grammy-nominated Doug Gill. It's recorded by Don Williams years ago. He started it by driving across a road in Tennessee, and a church sign said, "Don't pray for a lighter load, pray for a stronger back." So he went and wrote this song. I had everything, lost it all. I built towers of gold and watched them fall. Tried my best, but I guess my best just wasn't good enough. I made promises, broke them. I played loved ones' lives wide open. I've got a broken heart, but I've come this far, and I ain't giving up. I pray for a stronger back. I pray for a bigger heart. I pray for the will to keep on walking when the way is dark. I follow that winding road, just try to stay on track. Don't pray for a lighter load, I pray for a stronger back. Well, I've seen losers get a second chance. I've seen miracles in happenstance. I've seen long shots come from way behind to win the race. I've had dreams blow up in a cloud of smoke. Well, it's a world of pain, but it's a world of hope. And it's dark right now, but I know somehow, someday the sun will shine away, shine down on my face. I pray for a stronger back. I pray for a bigger heart. I pray for the will to keep on walking when the way is dark. I follow that winding road, just try to stay on track. I don't pray for a lighter load, I pray for a stronger back. I follow that winding road, just try to stay on track. I don't pray for a lighter load, I pray for a stronger back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. That's so fabulous. So I get the distinct pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today. And Reverend Savanna is part of our community. She comes up from Seattle every couple months and spends some time with us. She gets to hang out with Georgia and her family, or myself and Jill, and she's really an inspiration. She's been involved in this teaching since she was just a young pup. And she's grown into this beautiful woman who shares her knowledge and love of this teaching. So we're so honored to have Reverend Savanna speak with us this morning. Welcome, Reverend Savanna.
Thank you. Thank you. Just have to look at you all for a moment as I get myself situated. Is this good? Awesome. Awesome. Good morning, everybody. I come in peace. It's the only time I've ever been able to say that. I have to say that every time I come over the border, I think I've said this before actually, every time I come over the border, I cry. There's from the US into Canada. Which way, he said. um, good point. And I don't know what that's about. There's just something about it. There's a lightness that I feel when I come over the border. There's a release. There's some sort of surrender. The beauty, obviously. But especially this time was particularly emotional coming over. It's like my nervous system all of a sudden relaxes and recalibrates. And I've been reading this book called What It Takes to Heal, this one, by Prentice Hemphill. And she wrote it a few years ago, but it is really, really relevant for our time right now, how transforming ourselves can change the world. And before I dive into all of this, I just want to say thanks for having me. I don't take that for granted. I love this community. As you know, I've been coming here for 2 years, I think, if not more, and it's been a while, and I love being here with all of you, so thank you. So the last time I was here, I think was about a month ago when everything in my country kind of blew up, and I recall speaking about how we respond to this particular moment and how we stay informed without burying our heads in the sand. Do all of you remember that a little bit? And I also talked a lot about how oneness is not sameness. And today I want to talk about healing. How do we heal? What does it take to heal? And I want to ask you all, and this is an audience participation part, okay? So it's not a rhetorical question. It's what does it take for us to heal? What do you think it takes for us to heal? Forgiveness. Say it. A lot of forgiveness. Love. Loving ourselves and compassion. What else? An open heart. Yes. Willingness. Good. Yeah. Well, Prentice Hemphill talks about how social transformation, which is the push for more systems and policies, and personal transformation, which is healing our trauma and reshaping our relationships, have to happen together. That we can't have one or the other, we must have both. She says that we neglect ourselves and our growth in this rush to change what's externally wrong out here or what we don't like out here. And she says when we do this, we fracture and we succumb to what we are unwilling to face. And so the question she initially asks is, can the chaos that's happening in the world be the opportunity for recalibration, realignment, and reshaping? So how is it that we take action in the world and know that it is much bigger than anything that any individual can face alone? Just in the last, I would say, 2 days that I've been here, I can see that Canadians are hurting. People in my country are hurting. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of fear. And everything that we are seeing right now that's happening on the political stage, from my viewpoint, is quite divisive. It's mesmerizing. It is filled with fear. And this question that has been happening in everybody's orbit, at least in mine, is, well, what can I do? What can we do? There's a term in therapy that therapists call transformational character. And it refers to a person in a family who takes on the work of interrupting and changing generational patterns. So we look at it as we become who we are in part because of the family system that shaped us, what we grew up in. But we can become even more of who we are when we resist, when we take a look at where we're from, where we want to go, and then we begin to transform our future. And we can look at epigenetics, right? The nature versus nurture, where our environment and our behaviors around us actually can transform and change our genes. And so what's beautiful about our teaching is that if we look at nature versus nurture, the epigenetics, and we add new thought, and we add our feeling somatic work and our spiritual mind treatments, look at the amount of healing that can happen, of transformation. This happened to me recently, actually. Within the last few weeks, I've been experiencing a level of fracturing in my family of origin, more so than ever before, because I have a part of my family that is extremely conservative. And a lot of the stuff that I'm putting out on my social media does not sit well with these individuals. And what's come at me is a lot of attack, a lot of vitriol, a lot of behaviors where I've had to block and, re-examine my relationship in that regard. And what's been fascinating about it is that there have been people from my hometown in West Texas, where I grew up, who I haven't talked to in years, who have reached out to me saying, I didn't know this about your family. Because they're seeing it now publicly on my social media. I didn't know this about, this person in my family who was a prominent figure in their life growing up. And so we're having all these, conversations around how did you become this? How did you escape? How did you become the Savanna that I am now, with all of that background and history that could have taken me down a very different path? And I think about it in terms of when I found this teaching, which was at 16 years old. Having had a pretty abusive, childhood, and having run away at 16 years old, moving my life to Colorado, I never could have known what was before me. But I think about, wow, just finding this teaching when I did, and still having to work through all the layers of all of that stuff over the years. How did you turn out the way you did? Well, it sounds big, but like everything, I think it starts small. We heal, we change. In her book, Prentice talks about that there are critical lessons for us to learn about healing, and we could probably do like 4 weeks on this book, if not more, but every chapter in here is a different way that she says it takes to heal, and I'm only going to cover a few. And the first one that I wanted to talk about is vision. So healing starts with vision. Dr. Michael Beckwith talks about it this way. He says, vision without action is a fantasy. Action without vision is chaos. It's sometimes really hard to see how far we've come when we're right in the middle of it. And I had another opportunity for growth, you could say, with an interaction with somebody who said something to me like, I haven't seen your progress in the last 2 years. I know, it's very judgmental. I haven't seen you grow in the last 2 years. And of course, as I know in contemplation and reflection, this is a projection of this person's own stuff, right? But it made me pause, and it made me think about, is there any truth in that? So I turned to one of my favorite people in the whole world, who's like my hero, which is my own mom. And I called her up and I said, what do you think about this? And she's like, absolutely not. So she gave me an exercise, and I would encourage all of you to do this because it was absolutely transforming for me. I did a mind mapping exercise where she said, why don't you think back over the last 25 years of your life and write down all of your accomplishments and everything you've done and all that you've been through and all the things that you've contributed to, all of your ways of being in service, because the last 2 to 3 years have been tough. And it's easy when we're in the mire of it and the darkness of it to not see all of the other stuff that's actually happened that's contributed to the person I'm becoming. So I did this exercise, and it blew my mind. Just like I couldn't stop writing. And then I took a look at it and thought, this is my why. This is my vision. All of this stuff has led me to this moment of this is my vision. This is where I want to go. Prentice says, I don't think healing begins where we think it does in our doing something. I believe it begins in another realm altogether, the realm of dreams and imagination. A realm that I might also call spirit. A place of potential where possibility resides, where we retrieve through prayer or in our dreams visions for ourselves and the world that makes us feel more whole. And with our visions in place, we can realize them through what follows, our commitment and the steps we take towards them. Researchers say that the reason that we are so bad at predicting the future is because we predict it in this linear fashion, not anticipating the unexpected events in our lives and the possibilities. And this is where I think Science of Mind is brilliant, because it directly shows us the path of how to manifest what we think is impossible into reality. And I think, we know this. Visioning is one of our spiritual practices, that visioning is just uncovering potential. It's the revealing of what is already there and what we are trying to become. And so it's just that, as Michael Beckwith talks about it, can we just catch it? Can we catch the vision and resist the temptation of being distracted over here of fear and separation and lack? Because what Prentice says, and I love her way of going about this, is that vision is rooted not in wanting, but in longing. It is in yearning. What do you long for? What do you yearn for to feel and do at this point in your life and on this journey? And so for me, it has been this recalibration back to healing by visioning and dreaming again. More recently, I had this realization that my visioning of what was possible for my life was in so much contrast to my actual lived experience of survival and staying ready and staying defended of what is happening to me in life, to us, as opposed to what might want to happen through me. And sometimes I think it's tough to think about that becoming potential, that potential of a beautiful future, when we are in this space right now, at least I am in back home, of defending and protecting and fighting and resisting and micromanaging and juggling. Anyone? Trying to juggle all of these things, that the vision feels so far away. And what I'm realizing is that noise, this way of thinking, keeps me short-sighted. It keeps me tied to the past. It keeps me out of this present moment of what is the vision that I could see for my life and for this world. And so what I think it means is two things. We have to announce our visions and our dreams to ourselves, our yearnings and our longings. Like, come back to that. Like, what is it that you really yearn and long for? Speak it out loud. Put a name on it. When was the last time that you actually said, this is what I want to be about? This is where I want to serve. This is what I long for. This is what I care about. This is the direction I want to move in. Because for me, I just get lost in the distractions and the denials and the limitations. And the second piece, which is what this community is about, is we connect with others who can hold space for the vision. You might have a mastermind group or a yoga group or a women's group or a class you're taking, or you come here on Sundays, or you go to the prayer, the different events you guys have, the drumming circles, the prayer that Diane and Jill are doing, the prayer sacred circle. And what's beautiful about that in community is that we then heal in community and our vision then comes alive. There's that quote from the Bible that says, faith without works is dead. And so we continue to hold the vision of what it is that we want to see. But what that requires with us is, once you declare and you have a vision, is that you have to be committed to the vision. So it means that we stay the course, we stay the path, we have trust and faith in ourselves and what we want to become. And without the commitment, we fall right back into that fear. And so it's a reminder then to stay true to the North Star. It's the business that you want to create. It's the feeling of peace and freedom that you want to have in your life. It's the relationship that you desire to have with yourself and others. It's the place maybe that you want to travel in the world. It's this sense of satisfaction of the love and the peace that you want to have before you leave this earthly plane. And when we feel we cannot go any further, it is the commitment to that peace, to that spiritual practice, to that freedom, to that vision that is pulling you. So then the question that I would ask you is, to what and to whom are you committed? To what and to whom are you committed? And what are you longing for and yearning for? What is worth traveling through the unknown to reach? So once we have the clear vision and we have the commitment to the vision, then we are asked to move into healing, which I think is always happening, right? Healing and social change are not unrelated. Prentice talks about it, how if we try to pry those apart, it will exacerbate the issue because they are inextricably linked. They were braided together. And so if we think about our own personal development, how could our personal development ever truly be at odds with social transformation? It cannot happen without it. So look at our leaders and look at what work they may or may not be doing internally, transforming from the inside. So if we look at the systems that uphold society, we have to ask ourselves, are these systems that are perpetuating and creating harm? Or are they fostering healing and resilience? Right now, we see that they're creating more harm and fear. I think about the work that I do as a practitioner and as we do as healers and ministers and coaches, and I think about how effective am I going to be to another if I'm not doing my own work? What happens in organizations, if you think about church communities even, that fracture, if people in the community, in leadership, in all aspects of a community, if we're not doing our work, what happens? Things fall apart, things fracture. And that's the next part I want to just, the last piece here, which is that once we're committed to a vision, once we have the vision, we're committed to the vision, we work on the healing work. Things are going to fall apart when you commit to the vision. When you decide and declare, this is what I yearn for, this is what I long for. We can see in the political game right now of our time how hurt and how unhealed and how unconscious people are. It's almost like their issues are being projected on the world stage. And I believe that we can't just heal solo in our own isolation, that healing actually happens in communities. If you think about that book, A New Earth, by Eckhart Tolle, he talks about the pain body and how unhealed trauma from generations of that pain body, it lives with us through the generations, right? Until we face it. James Baldwin said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be faced until it is changed. Or nothing can be changed until it is faced. I remember years ago, Dr. Ken Gordon made the comment at a conference, and it never left me. He said, we cannot heal what we don't acknowledge. We cannot change what we don't acknowledge. The beautiful author Toni Morrison, she says, I know the world is bruised and bleeding. And though it is important not to ignore its pain, it is also critical to refuse to succumb to its malevolence. Like failure, chaos contains information that can lead to knowledge, even wisdom. So the last piece here is things falling apart. Conflict. Conflict is the nature of a relationship that is asking to deepen. I'll say that again because it was like so powerful when I wrote it. Conflict is the nature of a relationship asking to deepen. And it's one of the ways that I think we discover our differences in approach and beliefs and needs. Relationships show us our edges and change. And what I've seen in my own life and work with people is that what is surfacing most of the time in conflict is the unconscious. It's the stuff we've not been listening to. It's the stuff that we've suppressed, and it is needed for change. And so if you notice, or I've noticed, that in client sessions with couples, or even singles, where we start to get to the core wound, the core conflict, there's this pivotal moment that happens. There's a choice point. And that pivotal moment is, will we dive in and go deeper into this issue? Or will we run and hide and deny? So it's how we respond to conflict is where the transformation is going to happen. And the beautiful thing is conflict can actually strengthen and bring us closer together. And what I notice in groups of people is that there's always this fear of saying truths. Like there's always something that we're most afraid of saying. But for interpersonal conflict to be productive, the key is we have to find the truth and we have to create enough safety for people to feel like they can say it. That is another way that I think that we heal. Prentice says that at the very center is a gem, a prize that can only be retrieved by doing the very thing that we feel least compelled to do, the thing that may not even occur to us as a viable option when we are in the eye of the storm. We can only win that special, very needed gift when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable despite the threat we may feel. When we say what's truest for us, often whatever is that makes us small, afraid, and thought we've relinquished control, we thought was holding everything together, if in conflict we're able to listen from a relaxed and undefended body to what is being shared and reflected back to us, then something alchemizes. we've given access to our learning then when we can reveal the sound that needs to be addressed. I think about everything I'm saying right now, and I think, oh my gosh, what if our world leaders were this conscious? How different would the world be? The last piece here is courage. It takes vision, healing, and courage. And the political polarization right now seems to be born, I think, of this tremendous fear. And as of this moment, I think for many of us, it's easy to get consumed by it. The borders and the walls seem like they're closing in. Prentice says that before these barriers are built in the world, they're built in us, in people that we know. And even though, she says, these lines are now being drawn between us, it would make us think that we don't belong to each other. She says that we know at the heart of all of this, it's temporary, that that's not the truth. A culture seized by this kind of terror and reactivity will cling to any form of protection and preservation. And I see this happening as we start to dismantle, there's that social transformation piece again, as we start to dismantle the systems of oppression, of supremacy, of injustice, it narrows our sense of connection, and we find ourselves clinging to this certainty, which is what we're seeing happening, projected. But what if, when things start to escalate quickly, what if we were to access our courage? What if we were to have some embodied courage? What if we could face it with courage? Maya Angelou talks about courage as the most important of all the virtues, because she says without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Courage is this internal will to act despite the pressure and the risk. So it's realizing that our healing itself is courageous. Standing on the edge and feeling and finally letting go is courageous. The hard conversation is courageous. Joining a new community is courageous. Starting something new, going to therapy is courageous. For me, in my life, what I'm seeking most in this moment is not only peace, but it's embodied courage. The force that we can generate within us, it's knows the fear. It's like we know the fear, but we don't succumb to it. We know a higher power. We somatically in our bodies practice embodied courage that is aware, but it doesn't shut down our sensitivity to take in action. We feel the fear, but we make space for all that comes with it. And then we do something purposeful with it, which is tied exactly back to vision, exactly back to our commitment to vision. The reason courage is important to me particularly is because I realize that everything that I have done in my life that is meaningful and purposeful, it required risk and vulnerability. And sometimes it means we are willing to risk safety and belonging for something bigger, for a higher vision, for our principles that we stand on, and for that inner power. So vision is important, healing is important. Courage is important. I believe that courage is contagious. It is an act already of resistance to what used to be, and the more of us do that, and the more of us that align with that, it lightens the load of others. I want to close with just this thought. In light of everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks, 11 years ago, I found myself in Ukraine in 2014. I was asked to lead a peace conference there, a Science of Mind conference, and I was asked at the very last minute. Reverend Barbara Leger was the minister there, and she said, "Can you come? I have a family emergency." I said, "When do you need me there?" She said, 4 days. At that time, Russia had already invaded Ukraine, and I remember flying over from the Bay Area to Switzerland to Kyiv, and I remember the plane was empty. People were not going into Ukraine. That's a whole long journey, long story, but basically, I got to witness a lot of the fracturing, of the violence, the sense of just uncertainty, the fear, leading a peace conference, seeing people displaced from eastern Ukraine who came over to be with us, actually. And I recall this because I think about how effective and how important our teaching is in the world. And what truly started with a vision that I had back then, even sooner than 11 years ago, the whole reason I decided to become a practitioner was because of what I witnessed in Ukraine. People wanting access to spiritual teachings. Because during the Soviet Union, all of it went underground, right? Their spirituality had to in order to survive. And so I thought over the years that I went back and forth there, because I spent the span of, I was 20 when I first went and 31 when I left. Back and forth 7 times, I believe it was. And why did we do the work that we did there? Because we wanted people to have access to science of mind in the world, and we wanted people to feel supported. We wanted the LGBTQ people to have a voice in a country where they couldn't, and it's still very scary to. We wanted people to have a chance to be practitioners. I was part of the panel that paneled the first Ukrainian practitioners we ever had. And I think back to that moment because I was young, and I think I was so courageous. But I couldn't see my courage in the moment. I just knew that I had to do it because I was being pulled by something. I was being pulled by a greater possibility, a greater vision, acts of service, right? Like I wanted to make a difference. And so in this moment, we need courage, especially right now. When we are courageous in some way, we can do the unexpected and we can start to mold the world around a vision that is bigger than that is that is produced of fear. It must be bigger than fear. And honestly, every bit of progress, every ounce of love, true purpose and meaningful action from here on out, I think, is going to require courage, not comfort. So, with that, I'm going to go into prayer. Commitment to the vision, healing, and being courageous. So we take that breath, just giving gratitude and thanks for the power of this moment. For the gift of spaciousness, for the gift of pause. For the gift of spiritual community and connection, where we are able to ground and connect, where we are able to share our hearts with each other. Giving gratitude for the gems, for the insights, for the transformation, for the ahas, for the awarenesses and the insights that might have come from this talk this morning. I know and affirm that there is something far greater happening than the fear that is prevalent in our society and in the world. And that thing that is happening is love itself, for it is the great healing balm. It is the only power there is that love intelligence, that wisdom. And so we, in this moment now, just surrender over any of the sense of separation, of fears, of doubts, of anxiety that we might be holding today, and just relaxing our shoulders a bit more. And coming back to this awareness and this knowing that the light workers are needed, that the light that we all hold within us is needed, so needed right here and now in this country, in this world. And that we are the ones to do it, that each and every one of us have that spark within us. We have that gift, we have that foresight, we have that vision. And we are fully committed to our own healing that ultimately transforms not only our inner life, but the world around us. And so thinking to yourself in this moment, whatever virtue or value that you want to hold as we go into our week, I invite you to just bring that word or a collection of words into your mind and into your heart of what it is that you are deeply committed to. And we allow that to become our embodied courage. So giving thanks for all that is, I am grateful. I'm grateful for this community. I release my word into the activation of love itself, and I know that all is well. Let us together say, and so it is. Amen.
This is one I haven't played here yet. This is a new one since I was away. There are people who like to travel, those who stay at home, people who like to be part of the crowd, some who like to be alone. No matter how much money we've made, or how many hills we've climbed, we all need a little help sometime. Yeah, we all need a little help sometime. There are people who struggle day to day, some lost in the madness, people who can bounce right back, others full of sadness. No matter how much luck we've had or good fortune we might find, we all need a little help sometimes. Yeah, we all need a little help sometimes. A helping hand serves us well. Comes a time you can never tell, when your world closes in like a prison cell. There are people who lend a hand, those who look away, people who share the wealth they have. Some take more than they gave. It only takes a moment to be caring and kind. Yeah, we all need a little help sometimes. Well, we all need a little help sometimes.
Ivan, did you write that one, Ivan?
Yes, with my friend John Bowman.
Oh, so fabulous. We do all need a little help sometimes. I know I need it daily, actually. Thank you so much, Ivan. So this is our time for announcements. As you've noticed, we've shifted our order of service a little, so it's good now to find out what's happening in this fabulous community upcoming. So right now I've been doing my 40 days of prayer, and that has been going well, where we've got up to about 25 people who've joined us, but there's still time. It kicked off March 5th, and it started, and we had our first kind of weekly check-in, which went really well. But what it basically is, everyone, is just 10 minutes of your day to do prayer. And what did Reverend Savanna say? If here in community we're not doing our own work and making the things happen, that's when things can fracture. So there's nothing really for you to do. You can sign up, and I will send you a prayer each day. Well, I've been sending prayers and ideas how to do your own prayer. And I've been sending, this morning I sent a meditation and prayer / from Ernest Holmes. So I'll be doing that all the way up till Easter. So this is a time as Holy Spirit is operating right through everyone. So if you're curious, come and see me. I can add you to the list, and we'll get you in groups if you want to join a group for prayer, but definitely just receiving and reading the emails. And then today, after service here, we have practitioner Jill and Diane, our spiritual practitioners, who are going to hold a conversation. These are actually some of our most popular events, I think, because you get to just talk with everybody about your spiritual beliefs. And I think they have a really juicy topic today, right, Diane and Jill? Yes. I think it might have something to do with consciousness, with business. Yeah, spiritual growth. So if you can, definitely stay and join in the conversation. Tuesday, you have another opportunity to be heard and talk with spiritual practitioner Liv on our evening sacred circle. That starts at 7. Just, sign up. Everything you can sign up online. And then the following Sunday, March 16th, we've got our favorite time of the month, third Sunday, potluck. It's always good. And then also, just as a reminder, it is CSL White Rock membership time. We're coming up to our annual general meeting. And so we would love you to be a member, to commit to your spiritual growth by committing to this, walking this path with community. So there's paper applications on the table. You can see, I think, Sandy. And we're hoping to get most people signed up by March 15th because our AGM is on the 30th, and we want to send you the minutes and everything that you need to be informed. And we have a couple ongoing fundraising activities. You can return your bottles at Return It Express in a visible plastic bag, and you can contact admin at CSL White Rock for the phone number that you just print out so that it goes to CSL White Rock. And we also have a box back there. If you shop at Nature's Fair, please keep your receipts because they give us 3% of the net sales back. We've done actually really well with that. So it's just another way to support your community. So with all that, the other thing I wanted to announce is upcoming is Reverend Michelle Wadley and I were chatting the other day, and she has graciously offered to teach the shadow work here for our community, and which is fantastic because she's graciously again offered it in Canadian prices rather than U.S. prices, as she's from New Jersey. So if you're interested, we need about 10 people to make this work for everybody. I think we're going to do it on Thursday, late afternoon, evenings. It'll be done. It'll start after our foundations, the class that is going right now. So it'll be probably a little bit late April. So if you're interested, please come talk to me. And just know that Reverend Michelle is so grounded in spiritual principles, and everything that we're doing with this, even though it's shadow work, and you might have heard Debbie Ford and lots of other people doing shadow work, but Reverend Michelle has turned this and based everything on the science of mind. So in the middle of this workbook, I actually have the book with me. I'll put it on the table so people can thumb through it and take a look. But it's a great opportunity. It's worth, yes. She is incredible. Yeah, she's fabulous. We were so fortunate when she was here in British Columbia. So now, that's the end of announcements. And now it's time to go into gratitude. Gratitude. So with this, I would like to ask everybody, if you have a gift to give today, or if you're a monthly donor, or just even today you've shown up and you helped set up chairs or did anything, just hold your hand to your heart and just breathe and know a specific good for yourself today. And know a specific good for this community and the world today. And with that, I ask you to join me in our affirmation. I think it is, oh yes, it's already up there. This gift I give is spirit in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it with a completely open heart and mind. I know with great gratitude there is abundance for everyone. I am so blessed. So we're going to take a moment and we'll ask the ushers to pass our baskets. And please remember to take out a little joy card for yourself, a little affirmation. And I think Michelle is going to sing for us. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to lead us in our gratitude song. You all know it. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, for this day. Oh my gosh, let's do that again. Thank you for this. No, come on. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you. Awesome. Love it. Thanks, Michelle, for jumping in and doing that. So fun. I love the drum. I'd like to invite my practitioners up with me now. And Reverend Savanna, if you'd like to join us. Let me just pull for our online people. Today's joy blessing for our online people is from, and well, for everyone. So true, so true. Is from Dr. Holmes. Always combine faith in the higher power with all that you do. Feel that you are being especially looked after. Right? The divine always has your back. We're all looked after. And speaking of being looked after, look at this. We're being looked after today to be able to bring our musicians, our guest speakers, even be able to join here at Brilla. So today, I bless these gifts. I bless all the things that have come into our wonderful world here, into this wonderful community. And I know these gifts make a difference here and outside of these walls in many different ways. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that, I'm so full of gratitude and joy. And I've brought up our practitioners. We have online Catherine. And if anybody online would like to do prayer, you can message Catherine. And if you're here, I know Jill and Diane. Oh, there you are. Diane are a little bit busy getting ready for their their conversation today, but Georgia, myself, Savannah, are you available for prayer after? And Savannah is available for prayer, so you can grab us if you're having a struggle, or even if you just want a little bit more good in your life. Definitely come and we'll do a quick prayer with you. So with that, oh, yes, Sunday Conversations. If you would like to join us, stay online. We'll start at noon. So go grab yourself a cup of tea and something like that, something to eat, and join back. And you can watch on Zoom as well as here in person. So with that, let's do our final closing affirmation. If you want to stand up, maybe, I think. Am I forgetting something? I feel like I'm forgetting something. No, I'm good. All right. Repeat after me. It's this thing called life. Oh, where did something? Oh my gosh. Something wonderful is happening in me right now. It's this thing called life. It's this thing called love. It's this thing called healing. I know it. I feel it. I express it. I am it. And so it is. Thank you. And we welcome back Ivan for our closing song. Are you singing too, Michelle? Yeah, okay. Come on.
I heard you say this, Reverend Tamara, earlier on. It's called Walking Each Other Home.
Oh, did we skip a song? Oh, I'm sorry.
clap? I release and I let go. Let my spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let my spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let my spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thanks, Ivan and Michelle. That's fabulous. A little impromptu duo. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day. I'll turn the camera around. See everybody who's here. Thanks, everybody. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you Sunday, or stay online. I can't see